Questions about reading Room 13. Summary of guided course. Paola Andrea Melo Chacon, pre-intermediate. First question. Does the story have a theme? Yes, it does. It's about a man who wanted to study the Big Boar's town in Denmark. It was destroyed by a great fire in 1726. Second question. What is the story about? The story is about several events happened in the Golden Lion Inn. It was an old building around 350 years ago. The narrator told about some strange things happened beside his room when he stayed there at night. The room 13 was strange. While he walked down to the corridor, there wasn't any room 13 there, only next to his room, the 14th room. But when he inside to his room 12, looked out from the window, and a strange shadow and light red come from to the room 13. He was investigating into the old town, and he found several old letters in which the name Nicholas Franken had lived in this town. But the people didn't like he stay here. They wanted to this man leave the town. Finally, when he returned to the inn, he talked to the landlord and told about these events, but the men didn't believe so. In that moment, they felt the same events inside the room, and they ran away frightened. The next morning, the workman found a box that inside had many letters come from to Nicholas. Third question. What is the central idea? The central idea is about Anderson and the mystery in that inn, in where he stayed while he wanted to study Big Boar's town. Fourth question. Is it implicit or explicit? This story is explicit because the text is clear and is directly English, is easy to understand, and the context has specific events and moments in the story. 5 question. Who is the protagonist of this story? Try to establish his, her age, family background, social class, and status and occupation. The protagonist is Anderson. Apparently he looked like a normal age man. Perhaps he liked to travel around the world and he liked to investigate and know other cultures. I think that man is a traveler. 6th question. What is the problem present in the story? How was the problem solved at the end? The problem was the strange shadow that appeared in the window next to the Anderson's room. Anderson was frightened, but how he was investigating, he thought probably was a man named Nicholas Franken, who was a magician, say the people, and for that reason the people didn't like this man. At what point in this story is the tension highest? Is that the dramatic climax? At the final of the story, when Anderson invited the landlord to drink and smoke a cigarette because he wanted to show him the events. So while they were doing these actions, happened the strange sounds, and the shadow is laughing to them and danced wildly, and they were scared about the strange sounds that this shadow had done. Does the story involve an epiphany or moment of insight, revelation, or self-realization for the protagonist or for reader? How is the moment present? Yes, he does. He discovered the mystery in that inn in where he stayed, and throughout the investigation he knew about that man, and he discerned probably was about Nicholas Franken.